So, hi, welcome again to the Heroes, and we are on this episode 3 now. And this episode is going to be about how we push ourselves into the victim mentality, and how we feel like we blame others for what they did, and we seek validation for others. Exactly, this is what we're going to talk about in this podcast episode. And I'm pretty sure, or if you haven't, please do listen to the previous episodes because they are amazing. You will get such value out of them, you will love them. So, coming back to this, what is being in the victim mentality? It is about you blaming others or outside of yourself about what wrong is happening in your life. Maybe some person said something to you and you feel so much triggered and you feel so bad about yourself, and then ultimately you blame the other person for how he made you feel or what criticism they gave you. The truth is, you are 100% responsible for everything that you are attracting in your reality. Now, the two major questions that you can ask yourself while you feel criticism or while you feel, the other person is responsible or how you feel so much triggered is, first, how are you attracting that situation into your life? What thoughts have you focused upon to bring that reality in your life? What negatives or what situations have you been focusing upon that is triggering you that, right? And what do we do then? We change them, we shift our frequency. Now we're going to talk more about it. So what can we talk more about victim mentality? I've talked about judgment, maybe parents or family saying something to you and you feel like, why do they always keep doing this to me? This is like a pattern which never stops, and you feel disappointed with yourself and you feel like you're disappointing people and you feel so overwhelmed with all the pressure that you just feel like giving up. Okay, so let's dive deep more into this and let's talk about what we can do about it. So the thing that when I said that how are you attracting these situations, now every thought emits a frequency, right? So what thoughts have you been putting out? Have you been thinking negative about the person, or have you been thinking negative about the situation? Or how can you shift it into a positive experience? For example, you have been having a fight with your loved one, and you feel like this person is doing this to me, and how could he say this to me? What can you actually do about it? First of all, think, why are you actually getting triggered? What is making you feel that thing? And what do you believe about yourself that makes you triggered through it? Maybe somebody said something like, fuck, you're so stupid, and maybe they just said it in a fun way or a very jokingly way, but then you take it so seriously because somewhere deep in your subconscious you feel like you are stupid. Maybe the person didn't actually say stupid, but it made fun of you in some way, but then you feel so triggered that you feel like this person is not for me. How dare this person say this thing to me? But ultimately, maybe somewhere in your frequency you have that thing where you feel like you are stupid or you are dumb, or maybe you are not doing enough, or maybe you are disappointing people, right? It is all about your identity and what do you subconsciously believe about yourself, and what does that lead to, or what caused it actually is some of the stories or patterns, or some deep wounds that we have from our past. Maybe that teacher that said you're dumb, how could you not solve this question, and why are you not getting such an easy question? Or maybe your family member said to you, oh, she's this many years old and she cannot even do this yet, right? You feel so much triggered about it, right? Now, how do we come out of that situation? The number one thing you need to do about it is you need to feel responsible about it. You are 100% responsible about the aura that you have. And when you change the frequency and when you change the aura, these things will start to show up less, or they will actually fade away. Now the thing about responsibility is when you do not feel responsible about something, or you do not feel like this is in your frequency in some way or form, you do not try to change it, and you become the victim because you feel like, oh, what can I do about the situation? It is not in my hand, I cannot do anything about it. And you then go into a self-loathing feels or self-pity feel, like maybe there is something wrong with me only that this person is saying, and then you accept it. The truth is no. First of all, you need to believe, or you need to realize that it is just your belief about yourself that is putting you into that situation. That is just a story around what you believe, Then it's all about shifting your energetic aura or energetic frequency of yourself, basically. And by frequency and by these terms that I'm saying, it's just about how do you believe, how do you behave, and how do you react to situations, and how do you show up to the other people. To other people, I mean that in a place where you feel that you're triggered, or how do these people treat you. First of all, just I'm not saying that try to avoid them, but can you literally just cut them off, because maybe these are not your people. Secondly, if you have no other option, or maybe they're somebody you really love and you want them in your life no matter what, you can do is you show up being confident about the person you are. Not when you go into their group you'll be like, maybe they're going to make fun of me, maybe they might say something that will again trigger me and I will feel bad. No, go and show up as if you're confident with who you are, and feel like you're respected, and feel like these people love me no matter what, and expect them to be as lovable to you. Like, you can literally set an intention before going to that group of friends, or going to family members, and just be like, okay, I am going to be confident, and I expect these people to love me and respect me in every form, right? This is what you can do, and this is how you can show up. This really helps, guys, because what you are doing again is you're changing your energetic frequency. And by frequency I just mean what vibrations do you put out, and what thoughts are you giving out, right? And by the law of attraction, whatever thought you give out, you receive it back. So people just match your energy. And when they feel, people can actually feel your energy when you feel lousy, or when you feel like you're timid. They can feel it, and then they will make fun of you, because they can see and they can feel that you're not confident enough. Second, have the tough conversations. Sometimes we feel like I'm not sure if I can express this feeling to somebody, or if they are your loved ones, and it is so hard for you to express yourself. Just take out some way in which you can let yourself out. Maybe you can journal about it, and journal about it in a way that you're writing them a letter. Like I'm not saying that you give them the letter, but just write it out. Write out all of your feelings, and write it out as if you're writing to them, right? Or what you can do is you can just imagine that the person is like just sitting next right to you, and you say whatever how you feel about it, not in an attacking way, but in a lovable manner. Like, this is what I feel, dude, and it doesn't feel good to me, and I don't know what you can do about it, but let's work it out. Okay. Third thing what you can do is, this is a very powerful prayer. It's known as Ho'oponopono. Now, what is this prayer about? This prayer says, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you, and I love you. So you're being sorry for judging the person, first of all, for judging how they're reacting, or for judging yourself too, maybe sometimes. So you need to be sorry to yourself or to other people. So I'm sorry, I forgive you. I forgive you in a sense. If you really need to forgive the person, it's not about the person that's being forgiven. It's about you who forgive. And it feels so good after you forgive someone. It's about you. Forgiveness is about you, right? And sometimes what happens with me is when I, energetically, or I feel it in my bones that yes, I forgive this person, even if the person hasn't said sorry to me yet, they somehow show up and they're like, Comedy, I am sorry, right? And this is how this thing works, guys. Energy is so damn powerful. It is so much powerful. So I'm sorry, I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for understanding me, maybe, and thank you for, being the person that you are and just getting me and understanding me. And then I love you. I love you is just so basic, so normal, because people always receive the energy you send out. So when you keep repeating this thing, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you, I love you, they receive the vibrations and they receive the energy. And maybe you do not feel it right away that I forgive this person, or I'm not able to forgive. With time you will. You do not have to push yourself to forgive the person, or you do not have to push yourself to forgive yourself. And forgiving yourself is the major part. Sometimes we do not forgive ourselves. We are like, okay, I was the person who did wrong in the situation. You play again victim. You play like you were wrong somewhere, or maybe this person was wrong. So you need to forgive yourself. See how you can forgive yourself. Just keep repeating to yourself, I forgive myself. And you can say this Ho'oponopono prayer to yourself too, right? I'm sorry to myself, I forgive you, thank you, and I love you. Just keep repeating these words to you, and you will feel the energetic shift, guys. You will feel the energetic shift. But it only happens when you take responsibility for it. Unless you feel responsible for something, you cannot change it, right? You again play victim, because you are like, okay, I cannot do anything about it, so let me play victim. One more thing I realized is, because of playing victim, it is in your comfort zone. You feel like, yes, this is more comfortable, rather than showing up, rather than telling the person how you feel, because this is again comfort zone, and you feel like this is okay, I can live with this. But then you have to take some action, or you have to just let out those feelings, in the previous way that I've told you, right? Or you can journal about it. You can journal your feelings to the person, like I just told you, and or you can rant it out to a friend too, whatever you can do about it. Then shift your frequency and show up. As I explained before, when you meet these group of people, or when you meet these family members, just show up as if you're confident. Show up as if these people love you. Show up as if these people respect you. Next, let go and surrender. Now the thing is, guys, whatever we focus upon, it expands, right? And when you're like, okay, maybe I am the victim of the situation, maybe I am doing something wrong, or maybe this other person is at blame, right? You need to let go of the situations, and you need to let go of the expectations of what you have with other people. Sometimes maybe the other person is actually going through something, and it is their previous stories and their past experiences which they project upon you. So maybe have some compassion for them. Maybe your friends who react to you this way, they might have felt this in their life somewhere, and they're just projecting out to you. So maybe just have some compassion for them and forgive them. Forgiveness is a huge step, you guys. You need to forgive, and then you need to just let go. So simple prayer that you can use for this is, thank you, universe, for teaching me this lesson through the teacher of love. Through the teacher of love. And when you do that, guys, you will feel a tremendous shift. Huge shift. Okay. And also one thing is, when you let yourself out to somebody, or when you take out a paper and you exactly write down whatever the fuck is wrong with other people, or whatever you feel about them, and how that person is doing you wrong, or how you are doing yourself wrong, you feel an energetic shift. Because when it's down on paper, you guys, you look at them and it makes you feel, fuck, this is not true, this does not feel true to me, right? And when you write it down, ask the universe, like, what can I do about it? How do I change my perspective around this person? Or how can I align with this person more? Or how can I, sometimes you need to have a boundary. Sometimes a person is not really right for you, or sometimes you need to just shift them out of your frequency. So just realize, when do you need to have a boundary, and when do you need to, get these people loved up. So, yes, thank you, universe, for teaching me this lesson through the teacher of love, and ask for a new perspective. Like, give me a new perspective, universe. I need this. I really need this.